Hi everyone, and welcome to this video about building a dedicated MIDI controller for TAL-U audio line's TAL-U-No-LX soft synth. In case you're not familiar with the software synth, it's a very faithful emulation of Roland 2060, a classic 80s analog synth. While software synths are flexible and affordable, I'm not a big fan of adjusting every parameter with the mouse. So the idea here is to build a MIDI controller without a keyboard, but with physical controls for almost every parameter of the soft synth. The brain of the MIDI controller will be Arduino microcontroller board, specifically the Arduino Leonardo model. Microcontrollers are basically small computers that can be programmed to run simple tasks. Through its input and output pins, the Arduino can receive information from various sensors and send analog and digital signals. In this project, I'll be using the microcontroller to read values from different sliders, knobs and switches. These values are then converted into MIDI control command messages and sent through the USB port. I began by connecting all the ground terminals using a separate ground line for each row of components. The oscillator waveform buttons will have LEDs to indicate whether they are on or off. Since the buttons are latching type, it was easy just to wire the LEDs in series with them. Most of the slide switches I used needed to be the 3-position type. To avoid using more than one input pin per switch on the Arduino, I wired the switches as adjustable voltage dividers. First I added 5 kΩ resistors between all 3 terminals. Then I connected terminal 1 to the ground line, the middle terminal to an Arduino input pin, and terminal 3 to the 5 volts line. This way the middle terminal's voltage will depend on the position of the switch, and the Arduino can read all 3 positions through one input line. The rotary switch was also wired as an adjustable voltage divider by adding 2 kΩ resistors between all the terminals. There weren't enough input pins on the Arduino to connect all the different components. I used multiplexer boards to solve this. Multiplexer is a very useful chip that allows multiple input signals to share a single input pin on Arduino. Its internal switch enables the Arduino to select and read any of the 16 connected input signals one at a time. This is the piece of code that makes the device function. Writing code for Arduino might seem intimidating, especially if you have no prior coding experience. However, it's easier than one might think. Arduino offers a very user-friendly software environment, along with plenty of examples and tutorials to help you get started. I'm still total beginner, so my code might not be the most elegant or efficient, but it gets the job done. For this project, I used the USB MIDI library from the Arduino website to handle MIDI communication between the Arduino and the computer.